So now that we have the table set up, the next step is to, well, we're going to start popping in some information here and adjusting the tables as we need to. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to set this up for so that it'll be in the middle of people's pages, not on the side. Now, if you want to see what this thing looks like so far, you can click on Browse here. What it'll do, it'll open up your default browser. It'll ask me to save it first. It'll open up your default browser. In my case, it's Internet Explorer. And this is kind of what it looks like now. It doesn't look great, but you'll see what happens here as we start adding information. So I'll just close this for now. And here we go. This is where we're going to have, whoops, I don't want to do that. That's not exact. This is where we're going to have the graphic. That'll say custom and vintage motorcycles. So this is what this spot's reserved for. What we're going to do is we're going to set this table up so that it is centered. Don't use these buttons here. That works for the content itself within a table. What we should do here is we should double click on table. Table alignment will be center. Apply. OK. We could have done OK as well. Do the same thing here and do the same thing for all of these as well. So I'm going to do one more, and then you can pause the video and do the rest. Table, center, and OK. And so you can pause the video here, and I'll do the rest. Okay, now that you have this done, what you can do here is we will use the center part here. Table cell properties. We want the stuff in this cell to be centered. So we'll go to horizontal, left and right. So we'll make it center. Click OK. You'll notice that the cursor is blinking here. For now, I'd like you to type this: classic and vintage motorcycles. If you want to hit enter, that's fine too. Okay. If you want to change this and make it bigger for now, that's fine too. So what the goal here is, we're going to put it in a graphic here. That would be the smart thing to do. The next thing we're going to do here is we're going to set this up so that the menu items will show up here. Now what we can do here, what we can do here is we can select all of these cells, right click, table cell properties. We'll stay with cells. Horizontal. We'll make it so that it's centered. And so instead of, oops, not quite centered, is it? If it doesn't work, we'll just do we'll do it the other way. We'll do it one by one. Apply, OK. May not work, so that's no big deal. We'll just use this. Composer can be finicky sometimes. But what we'll end up doing here, instead of creating the padding, when we create our own little buttons, we won't have to create sort of columns in between here. So let's just set it up for the menu as it is. We'll have home here. Don't worry about the width. We'll worry about that after. British. I'm typing it in uppercase, but you can do it however you want. We're going to end up putting in graphics here instead as well. Now notice that the cell widths are changing. So what we want to do is we want to have it so that it's consistent. So I'm going to select all of them here. I'm going to go to Table, Cell Properties. I'm going to go to Table here. And see, we have 555. OK. Click OK. We'll worry about the width here in a bit. Over here is where we're going to start typing in our text. So my text was something like this. It was welcome. So do this, and you can skip ahead. So it's not much of an introduction. But again, maybe we'll center this. Whoops, come on. If it didn't work here, no big deal. We can right click, table cell properties. We'll make it the cell so that it's horizontal. Nope, it'll be centered. There we go. And what we do here is I don't want you to start messing around with fonts too much. Fonts that are accepted for the internet are the ones that you see here. When you get into these ones down here, there are many users that don't have these fonts, and it'll revert back to something else and not look the same. So I'll just change it to Helvetica Arial. Maybe I'll increase the size. And if I want to sort of split this, instead of hitting enter like this, I prefer hitting shift enter. It creates a soft break. And so I've got a little bit of a site here. Now I'm going to save it just to make sure that I don't lose what I have so far. And we'll put something in here. Now, of course, part of web design is finding the images that you're looking for. So you'll end up doing that. I'm just going to go to table cell properties here and make it centered. And we'll just put this is where the image will go. And down here is where we're going to put our copyright information. So we shall do that. Table cell properties. We'll make it so that it's centered, I guess. And we'll put in a code. Now, to put in a code like this, you'll notice that we have insert, characters and symbols, and we'll put in the copyright symbol here, which is what we have already set up. Copyright 2014. Maybe put in your name. A couple spaces. And maybe your email address. Now we'll adjust that later so that when a person clicks on it, they can, it'll open up their Outlook. I prefer having it like this as well because a lot of people use Hotmail, Gmail, and the rest, and prefer to just, copy and paste it into their email program. So we have the makings of a web page. I'm going to stop the video here. The next video we'll come back and we'll adjust this, and we'll put in the icons that the buttons that I've already created.